Hello, Becky Modine here again, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to go through the course and give you a visual tour of the course so you can see what's expected of you and are aware of all the features that are available to you within this course. Starting off, here's the introductory video where I introduce myself. You should view that. Then, if we move over to the announcements, I don't have any announcements in yet, but there will be an announcement every week or more, just summarizing the week, what the next week's expectations are, or if there's been any questions, addressing those group questions. And please refer to this. It should send an email to you. I usually send, when the announcement is created, I can click a button that sends the email letting you know that a new announcement has been posted, but you can check back also whenever you log into the course to make sure no announcement went out that you didn't notice. Next on the left-hand side here is the syllabus and the assignment summary. So if you click on this link, it will open up the syllabus for you. Please read through the syllabus. It clearly outlines what all the assignments are, what the expectations are for the course, the objectives, and everything you need to know is in the syllabus. And then I also have a summary of assignments so that you can see what all your assignments are at a glance and to help you organize for the course and to plan accordingly. I then have my instructor bio. I don't have an office, I'm an adjunct, so if you need to reach me, which I hope everybody does, reach out to me throughout the course. I am here, I'm available for you. The best way to reach me is actually my email, which I have listed here. If we need to talk or you have further questions that you want to talk, please email me and we can set up a time. You can just call my house, but I can't guarantee that I will be 100% available every time you call. So if you send me an email that you'd like to set up a time to talk, then I can schedule a time to definitely be available to answer all questions uninterrupted. And of course, if we needed to do a face-to-face interaction, I can set that up as well. Again, email me first and we'll work out the details, not a problem. Then on the left-hand side, working down, we go to our weekly modules. Each week, you'll have a module that is due. So if we look at Module 1, this is for the first week. That'll start September 22nd. And right on the beginning, it has everything that's due for that week or that you should be doing that week. So you have a little checklist to make sure when you know that you're done with that module, when everything has been checked off. So if we enter into Module 1, this is the discussion board that I talked about in the introduction to the course, or to myself, I should say. It's a discussion board that I'd like you to just introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about yourself. You just hit the create thread and then put your name in the subject, and then in the body of the discussion board you type in your information. So let me just hit the create thread. You would put your name here and then your information about yourself, and then just hit the submit button. If you hit save as draft, it does not go through, and I don't see that you submitted anything. And I've had some students where they accidentally hit the save draft button, and then when I email them to say I didn't get this, they go back and realize that they never hit the submit button. So that's very important. Make sure you hit the submit button. Then as we move down, we'll move actually out back to the weekly module and go back into module 1. This has your readings here and then content clips. The content clips will be from Dr. Hershey or myself, or another instructor also contributed to this course. So if you don't hear my voice, you're still on this right lecture. It's just multiple instructors have contributed to this course. Then the picking the topic for your wiki, this is an assignment that you have where you're going to identify a vulnerable group that you're interested in learning more about, and you're going to write about that group, and then you're going to help by who picks what vulnerable populations that you're interested in. You're going to form a group to make a wiki project later on in the course. And then this is just information about wikis if you need a refresher on how to do a wiki, or if this is your first time doing a wiki. These are YouTube videos, wiki in plain English, and then editing a wiki in Blackboard. So it gives you some helpful tools on how to create that wiki and make it look as beautiful as possible. And then finishing up module 1, you're going to write your personal cultural story. It does need to be scholarly written, with the caveat that you can use I statements in this paper because you're writing about yourself, and you don't need to include a reference page because you're not referencing anything in this. It's all your own personal cultural background and looking at how it may influence your attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. When you've written that paper, you're going to drop it off in the Dropbox. So you would open this up, and then the same information is presented. Very important with all assignments is that you look at the rubric prior to submitting it. To make sure that you have hit all content parts that are expected in every paper. So every assignment has a rubric associated with it, and it's very important that you look at those rubrics before you submit it so that there's no surprises when your grade comes back. And you want to also, this is very important, you hit the submit button and not the save draft button, because the submit button submits it to me, save draft button does not, and you may think that you've submitted it, but you'll get an email from me saying I didn't get such and such assignment, and then you'll go back in and realize you didn't hit the submit button, you hit the save draft. It's happened before, so please listen to me when I say make sure you're hitting the submit button. So just going back out to the weekly modules, again, you'll have 5 modules because there's 5 courses, or 5 weeks to this course. It's very important that you know week 5, that all information is due by Friday of week 5. All other assignments are due by Sunday, except for discussion boards, which the initial posting is due on Wednesday, and then the peer posts where you're responding to each other are due by Sunday, but all projects and papers would be due on Sunday, except for week 5 when it is due by Friday at midnight. Just want to make sure I say that out loud to you, that you're aware of that. Then as we look, there's discussion boards, which are also contained within each module, the discussion that correlates to that week. But just to show you that there's also the discussion board for picking a topic for your wiki. Now there aren't any in here because we haven't started this class yet, but you would again just create a thread, and this is where you're going to write about what vulnerable population is of interest to you per the guidelines, where you're going to discuss, and you're going to find your peers that agree with you on that topic, and you're going to form a group of no more than 4 students. 4 is ideal because there's currently 24 people enrolled in the class, so that makes 6 groups of 4. And you work together to create a wiki about a vulnerable group, and that's due, I think, week 4. Don't quote me on that. Let me double check that. Your final wiki project is completed by week 4. And then you're going to read each other's wikis week 5. So I am going to hold off on talking more about the wiki right now because I have another video that's going to discuss wikis and how you're going to make that project. Let's see. We look at module 2. Again, there's a content video. There's the Angry Eyes videos. And then you have an Angry Eye worksheet, and this is the Dropbox for that worksheet. And then, for example, there's a nickel and dimed discussion, and I'm going to put you into groups of 6, so there'll be 4 groups of 6, and you're going to talk. So you'd be if you're in group 1, and here are the instructions and the questions that I need you to answer. And you just would hit the group discussion board. You'll be assigned a group, like I said, for each of these discussion boards, and you'll be in the same group. Your initial post is due by Wednesday at midnight, and then you're going to respond to your peers by Sunday. You're going to respond to at least 2 peers by Sunday. Then you'll have your grades. Mine is set up differently because I'm the instructor, so I'm the one grading you. So there is a grade portion for you to look at to see how your course is proceeding. And I believe that's all the nuts and bolts of the course. Again, look through your syllabus. This isn't the first course that you've taken, but just wanted to give you an introduction to this specific course. And I look forward to hearing from all of you, and please don't hesitate at all to email me with any questions that you have or comments, and they will be addressed within 24 hours during the week and 48 hours over the weekend. But I check my email pretty frequently, so it'll most likely be shorter than that, but just to give myself time. Okay.